You ever wondered why it's so difficult to initiate reunification with your alienated child, or why, when the child starts to reunite, things seem to be going well and then things go sideways very quickly and they disappear again? This is a common issue so many alienated parents struggle with. Many alienated parents are confused as to why they're alienated or why, when the child starts to reunite, that they disappear again and they kind of come in and out. And sometimes it feels like things are going really well. And then the child goes to again. And parents are often wondering what in the world happened or what could we do differently. And if this is you, you're not alone. Today, I want to talk to you about the reconnection initiator. And I want to show you exactly how parents, just like you, are using this strategy to quickly initiate low pressure reconnections that really improve their relationships with their alienated child without pushing them away or scaring them off, or without leaving you feeling like your child hates you or getting stuck back in the spin cycle with the alienated parents' tangled web of destruction. So, you know that you're in the right place here because you're an alienated parent and you've been struggling with reuniting with your children, or maybe you're starting to reunite and you're walking on eggshells and you're not sure what to do. And I want to share with you the exact system that we have used to help countless other alienated parents really quickly and predictably initiate a low pressure reconnection and reunite with their alienated children. So, in short, this is what is actually working and what our clients use in order to recover their alienated children, really creating that soft place to land that maybe you've heard me speak about before. So, as you might be aware, trying to initiate low pressure reconnection and ultimately reuniting with your alienated child can be a major problem for alienated parents. And this space of reunification has become absolutely flooded with many courses and coaches and lots of whoop-de-doo, lots of hype, all promising to really help you get the results, but ultimately are really only adding to your overwhelm and frustration. And many seemingly helpful people are only making matters worse because they don't really know what it's like to be the child. And if they do, they're unsure what it's like to be the parent. And even more importantly, they have no idea how to actually solve the problem. So every day, I hear the same questions from parents trying to reunite. How can I begin to rebuild a relationship with my alienated child? What happened? I started to reunite and then my child disappeared. Did I do something wrong? Does my child actually hate me? Are they using me? Why is it important for me to take small steps when I wasn't the one who caused the problems? I just want my children back. I've worked with a lot of people and people that just like you that have been stuck in their alienation story for a really long time. And they get a lot of mixed information and mixed signals from other professionals and mixed signals from their children. And the other professionals don't really know what to do and how to solve the problem. So many questions and concerns like this I hear all of the time. And the fact is, there really are three main reasons alienated parents get stuck and they struggle to reunite with their alienated children. And many feel completely misunderstood, helpless, and alone. They feel like their child doesn't love them or that they hate them. Maybe they're better off without them. And many parents waste a lot of time and money on programs and therapies that absolutely don't work. They fall down the old fruitless way of doing things, trying to recover their children through therapeutic modalities that no longer work or never work. And oftentimes getting stuck in and out of the court system, back and forth, trying to get the other parent to change or the court to understand. And if this sounds familiar to you, in all of my experience over the past 15 plus years of working with alienated parents and really successfully helping them reunite with their children, I hear these struggles and pains all of the time. And these are only symptoms of a much greater issue. And the real issue is a lack of a clear system, one that's easy to follow. So, a clear roadmap that has been proven to really keep parents off of the he said, she said back and forth, to help parents follow a proven methodology, to initiate low pressure reconnection, and to shift from being divided or alienated to reunited. So, really shifting your story from an alienation story to a reunification story once and for all. And a roadmap that's really dependent on you doing the work versus on what other people are saying or doing. And this is where the reconnection initiator comes in, and let me show you how it works. The first step in the reconnection initiator that our clients take is to initiate a no or low pressure method that really starts with casual activities or interactions with your child. So, as a formerly alienated child myself and also parent and successful reunification coach, I actually understand the emotional pain that the alienated parent is feeling and going through, what you're experiencing, as well as what your child is experiencing being separated from you. And it's really difficult and traumatic for both of you. However, it's important to approach the reunification process with caution and care to ensure that your child does not feel pressured and overwhelmed. One of the most critical reasons why it is essential to initiate a low pressure method when starting to reunite with your alienated child is because this helps build trust between you and your child again. Children who are subjected to alienation often experience feelings of betrayal, fear, anger, confusion, guilt, and shame. So they're ashamed of what's going on, even if they're not able to articulate it. So when we start with low pressure casual activities, this gives them time to adjust slowly without feeling like they're being forced into anything. And the alienating parent loves to use the word force. It's a common tactic that we see in this family dynamic. So children are hypersensitive to the vernacular of being forced. Another reason why low pressure methods work well during reunification efforts is that it allows both of you involved to really have enough space for self-expression without judgment or criticism. So you slow it down. This means that both you and your child can share your thoughts freely in an environment where there are no expectations or demands placed on you. It's also worth noting here that initiating casual activities can really help reduce stress levels for everyone. And when you're reuniting after alienation has occurred, there's a whole bunch of narrative rubbish in the mind of the alienated child. So we've got to slowly knock that loose, if you will. So the gradual nature of these interactions makes it easier for both of you, since no one feels rushed or pushed beyond their comfort zone of having to do or talk about anything that is uncomfortable at the beginning. Now, when we start small with simple things such as going out for ice cream or playing board games together, when they start showing up on your parenting time, this allows for you as a parent to create that soft place for your child to land and for them to really see and feel who you authentically are, not what they have been told, which opens the space for more opportunities over time to really introduce more significant events, such as maybe attending larger family gatherings or participating in other social events gradually. So taking things slow, no pressure, but steady, while using this low pressure method will actually make everyone feel more comfortable during this sensitive period when they've experienced a period of time of no contact. So remember always, patience pays off. And I'm going to teach you more about managing this with patience and persistence in the Reconnect program. So the next step in the reconnection initiator is really this powerful low pressure way to demonstrate respect by respecting your child's boundaries. You've probably heard this one from the alienating parent as well. You don't respect the child's boundaries. You don't respect their wishes. I know it is projection, and we're using the language and flipping the narrative here by implementing low pressure reunification skills. And the process of reunification can be delicate and complex, especially when a child has been alienated from you for a long period of time. So it's really important for you as the parent to understand that the child may have developed certain coping mechanisms during this time, which must be respected. Okay, doesn't mean you have to agree with it, but you want to respect it so you're guiding your child. Respecting your child's boundaries means taking things one step at a time. As much as you may want to jump in to the deep end with deep conversations and activities with your child right away, it's essential that you move slowly and gradually so that not to overwhelm them. So you want to start by initiating casual interactions on your phone calls and your text messages before planning big activities together. It's also crucial that parents listen actively and attentively while you're communicating with your children during this reunification process. So you want to pay attention to what they say about how they feel towards you and what kind of relationship they would like to build moving forward. This way you hear for the things that will guide you in leading them out of the pathology. So you will know where they stand in terms of expectations, even if they're anchored in delusions or not anchored in reality right now. So remember, you're the leader. You're going to be guiding your children out of this family dynamic. So when we demonstrate respect, when we're reuniting with our alienated child, this involves being patient throughout the entire process. You're reestablishing trust, and that takes time after years of estrangement. So parents should avoid pushing too hard or becoming frustrated if the process seems too slow. So showing respect for your alienated child's boundaries is critical when you're helping rebuild that broken relationship between you and your beloved children. To do this successfully, you need to know what these components are and implement them. So when you're listening actively while communicating patiently through low pressure methods, like casual interactions, instead of jumping straight into the deep conversations or activities, then you are creating a space for healing rather than furthering the damage done on the already strained relationship that has been built over time, which leads me to the third step of this reconnection initiator system is don't push the guilt button in your child. In other words, too much pressure, too much too fast, the child can feel overwhelmed, guilty, a lot of shame, and they will disappear. So circling back to what I started with, why does my child disappear? When an alienated child starts to reunite with their alienated parent, it's not uncommon for them to feel guilty. This guilt can be exasperated by the alienated parent, you, showing too much excitement or too much affection too quickly. The child may feel like they've betrayed the other parent who they've been caring for and protecting them during this entire time of alienation. So they may also feel like they're being disloyal by accepting love and affection from you, the previously rejected parent. Very, very important to know and understand. If an alienated parent pushes too hard or tries to make up for lost time all at once, this can further intensify the feelings of guilt in the child. So the sudden change in behavior from distant and rejecting to loving and attentive can be extremely overwhelming for the child who's grown accustomed to life without you. So that doesn't mean that they don't love you, and it doesn't mean that they don't want a relationship with you. It just means that they're used to things being a certain way. So too much, too soon pushes the child out the door. So it's important for you as you're reuniting to take things slowly and allow for trust and comfort levels to build naturally. Overly enthusiastic behavior from the alienating parent can be, or the alienated parent can also trigger anxiety in the child who has possible abandonment mindset or rejection. So they may worry that if they don't reciprocate these emotions immediately, they will be rejected. So, as much as that sounds counterintuitive because it is, it's important to remember that it's essential that parents respect their child's boundaries throughout this entire process. Otherwise, it leads to more harm than good. So, when we're reuniting with our alienated children, it's a very delicate process that requires patience, understanding, respectfulness towards each other's boundaries, as well as taking things one step at a time. It's crucial that you, the parent, understands how difficult this transition period might become so as not to push beyond the limits, which causes emotional distress on for you and or for your child. And if you push too much, the child will disappear. And so parents should avoid making their child also feel guilty about reconnecting with them while respecting their need for space until trust is built between you again. If you focus on the other parent and what they've done or what they're doing, this will keep your child at bay. So you can see that this is about how you can lead your child back into your loving arms with a low pressure approach by learning how those who are successful in reuniting actually apply the low pressure approach and celebrate the small victories, maintaining a positive attitude versus getting all caught up in too much, too fast, or worrying about the other parent and causing the child to disappear. So this is just step number 7 in our Reconnect program, the Alienated Parents Reunification Roadmap. And it's the clearest and most predictable and proven system for anyone serious about doing what it takes to reunite with their alienated child. This is the roadmap, and as you can see, there are 9 modules, 9 steps, and we partner with our clients, and we work with this process to achieve these steps in the exact order that you see here. So we start in phase 1 with reflection, and we utilize the alienation decoder system that really helps parents just like you understand alienation from a practical perspective and how it's impacting your child and you, and more importantly, what to do about it. And next, we use the unique emotional regulator process. This ensures that our clients evaluate their personal emotions and then learn how to shift how they're showing up by taking more proactive action fast. And after that, step 3 in phase 1 is the embrace responsibility for change. So you're using the responsibility pledge framework to roadmap out your responsibility to create that soft place for your alienated child to land. And then we move into phase 2, rebuild. So we first start with reflection. We're going to reflect on these things and build the foundation. Phase 2 is where we start to rebuild. So we're starting to build up the walls. And the first is the conscious communication mastery. This process will ensure success as our clients master honest, assertive communication that creates that low pressure. So instead of all in, push, push, push. And then the core mechanisms to ensuring that they build resilience and manage stress is through our resilience builder system. Learning how to build resilience and have a treasure chest of these skills, these go-to skills, make it so much easier when it's time for your child to fold back in and you can co-regulate with them instead of getting triggered by them or you triggering them. And then the last step in the rebuild phase is to customize your trust architect process, which shows our clients how to lay the foundation of trust each and every day like clockwork. So you're building the foundation and the walls on trust. And then we move into the final phase of reconnect. And Once we have your reflection done and we've got that foundation and we have the walls in the rebuild in place, then we'll kick off the reconnect stage by building the roof of your house, right? Building out the reconnection initiator system, which I talked about today. This allows you to initiate that low pressure reconnection fast and then how to stay the course. And then we help our clients leverage professional support. Our unique model called the Professional Ally takes you through a process of shifting the professionals that are working with your family right now, oftentimes in contrast to what you need them doing, in really stuckness, holding you and your family stuck because they don't know what to do. In the Professional Ally model, we actually teach you the skills you need on how to show up differently and communicate with the professionals so that they ally with you in helping you recover your child. And then final step in Reconnect is the Alienated Parent Reunification Roadmap program is to ensure our clients are able to cultivate patience, which I talked about today, to achieve reunification using the persistence compass system. Persistence, persistence, persistence. I know so many parents that call us and they sporadically communicate with their children. They don't know what to communicate with their children. There's too much pressure. They're misfiring in a lot of these other steps, and then they don't stay the course. They're not persistent. So the persistence compass system really holds you accountable in staying the course in your reunification roadmap, in your plan, what you want. The goal that you're trying to achieve is resurfacing the unbreakable bond with your alienated child and reuniting with them once and for all. And you can't do that without persistence. So if you want to get crystal clear on how to accomplish the exact steps that I just shared with you, you want to be following the reconnect process so that you can fully reunite with your alienated child, then in the comments or in the link below, schedule a call and get on a call with one of our strategists, and we'll get clear on what's holding you back. And next, we'll map out a crystal clear step-by-step strategy that you can follow to achieve your reunification goals with your alienated child with confidence in the next 90 days. And we'll also decide if you're a good fit for the Reconnect program. So if you're a good fit for the program I'm just sharing with you, the Alienated Parents Reunification Roadmap Guided Coaching Program. So just know this is only for you if you're the type of person who is committed to improving and healing the relationship with your alienated child, that you're open to seeking professional guidance and support to follow a step-by-step process that works, and you're ready to invest your time and resources to make a lifelong commitment and change for the sake of healing your relationship and reuniting with your child or children once and for all. So if that's you, then click the link, schedule a free consultation or strategy session with somebody on my team, and see if the Reconnect program is a good fit for you. So we look forward to speaking with you soon. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great day.